right, we'll get you to the starting lineups here momentarily for both teams. The hometown Mustangs going with Whitney Frasco, Allie Christensen, Allie Bauman, Lauren Keller, and Maddie Griffith. And the Bee Diggers going with their starting five. I'm sure Kendall Elliott, part of that starting five there. We'll get you the rest of the starters here momentarily. Randy Wilson, the head coach of the Bee Diggers, and
Amber Wolliver, who's been leading their team in every statistical category. Kenzie Craich, a sophomore, coming off a good freshman year. Elena Tatalini is also going to be in the starting lineup tonight, as well as Maddie Sawyer.
Right. All right, the opening tip brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan. Allie Christensen jumping for Fort Morgan, and Madeline Sawyer for Brush. Game one of the doubleheader here in Fort Morgan, and the tip is controlled by Christensen and the Mustangs. And here comes Maddie Griffith into the front court. She led the scoring in their most recent victory, 66-47 against Sterling last Tuesday. Now got blasted last night by Sydney, 60-22. In the left corner with the basketball is Bauman. Near the top now is Griffith. Swings it right side. That is Lauren Keller, the junior. Guarded by Tatalini. Lobs down low for Christensen. Bounces, and she traveled.
So, first unforced turnover of the night.
Well, let's see what happens with the Bee Diggers offensively. Both teams struggled offensively. Long passes tipped away, intercepted at midcourt there by Whitney Frasco. Both teams with a turnover. Keller on the high right. Near the top to Griffith. Behind the three-point line. Takes the three, and that's good off the lip of the rim and in. All right, it just sat there for Maddie Griffith. The Mustangs lead 3-0. And then the pass is off the left hand near midcourt of Delana Tatalini out of bounds. And the Bee Diggers have 2 turnovers and no shot attempts. And it's not about winning the game all the time, just playing crisp basketball right now.
Well, and that was one of the things Coach Elric said last night when they played at Sydney, that they played great for about half of the first quarter, and then it was like they forgot how to play. And so he's hoping that they can turn things around tonight.
Traveling violation along the left baseline there for Allie Bauman. Both teams with 2 turnovers. Greg, hopefully this is not the ratio. 4 turnovers and 3 points.
That's not good in a minute.
Sawyer in the backcourt. Here's the lob to Craich. Midcourt. Baseball pass is intercepted by Allie Christensen. 3rd turnover for Brush. Christensen crosses the timeline near the top on the right side to Keller. Keller cross court to Maddie Griffith. Guarded loosely over there by Craich. Near the right corner is Christensen. And backing up, taking the 3, and she banks it in. And Wolliver backed off, but why wouldn't she? Because that's a long 3 there by Christensen. And the Mustangs off to a 6-0 lead. 6.5 to go in the opening quarter. And stripped and fouled. Kenzie Craich was fouled. I believe that's Lauren, I'm going to say Keller or Griffith.
Griffith here, I think, on that one.
And it is. First foul by either team. Inbounds pass to Craich. Back out to Wolliver. On the high right against Keller. Straight away, there's Kenzie Craich with the basketball, dribbling to her left. Now to the right, 3-pointer. Wolliver's going to be well short off the bottom of the rim, and the rebound is controlled there by Maddie Griffith, dribbling strong, 2-on-2, right of the lane, all the way. Bump, no whistle. Shot left baseline is no good. Missed by Whitney Frasco, that is, and Frasco commits the foul for Fort Morgan. And Brush to throw it in, backcourt pressure being applied. 6-0, 6:08 to go in the opening quarter. Here is Wolliver bumped in the backcourt, no whistle, and then a foul. And that foul was committed over there by Allie Bauman. That's the team's 3rd already.
That's 3 quick fouls here in less than a minute.
Well, I mean, you don't want to get into the bonus so quickly. And the ball is tipped away, and it's taken away by Bee Digger. Sawyer ahead of the field. She'll lay it up and in. Madeline Sawyer to the rack. First points of the game for the Bee Diggers. 6-2 Mustangs, 5:53 to go in the first quarter. Griffith across the timeline. Picked up on the high right by Craich. Cross court to Keller. Now on that left wing with the basketball is Bauman. Now here's the 3 by Griffith. Good! Maddie Griffith with her second 3. That's all triples so far for Fort Morgan. And then the ball's thrown off the back of the head of Wolliver in the backcourt out of bounds. Wolliver wasn't looking.
And if you're a turnover there on Tatalini.
Yeah, but if you're a guard, you should always, I would think, you'd be looking towards the basketball.
Right,
some
absolutely.
Miscommunication there. 9-2 Mustangs, 5.5 to go in the first. Dribbling right of the lane is Maddie Griffith. Then she traveled. Well, I have a feeling, Greg, the over-under in this game is about 60 for turnovers. I'm going to set it at 60. I don't want to set it at 60. I'd like a cleaner game. And there's a strip in the back court. But the Bee Diggers retain possession. Bauman knocks it out of bounds as it was thrown towards Tatalini. No substitutions yet in the game. 5:27 to go first quarter. And there's backcourt pressure there, and the ball is tipped away, and Tatalini had it tipped away, and then we got bodies on the ground.
Finally have a jump ball called.
Yeah, but it'll stay with Brush again on the inbounds pass. Yeah, I was wondering, when are they going to blow the whistle there?
About 5 seconds as they just laid on the floor.
Krejci to throw it in along the side in the backcourt to Tatalini. Tatalini maintains the dribble, dribbles by 2, picks up the dribble, stripped. She gets it back, then she's fouled. And the foul is committed by Allie Bauman. Well, Brush could get Fort Morgan into trouble in the penalty.
Yeah, that's...
Here's Kenzie.
14 fouls already with 3 minutes gone.
Here's the bounce pass right of the lane for Elliott. Triple team, and the ball is volleyballed around, but it's retrieved by Krejci at the free throw line. Jump pass, right corner. Sawyer, 3 in the air. That's an air ball, and the ball is loose on the floor. Tatalini is bumped. That'll be the 15th foul against Fort Morgan. Is that going to be Bauman's third? Nope, it's going to be Lauren Keller committing the foul. And right now, you're up by 7 if you're Fort Morgan, but you've got to be a little bit worried with all these fouls they're committing. It says 4 on the board. It should be 5. Krejci to throw it in. Unless they didn't call a foul there, the 3 is going to be off the bottom of the rim. Krejci picks it up and misses, and the rebound's into the hands of Whitney Frasco of Fort Morgan. Yeah, I guess that was not a foul. And then the front court pass is intercepted, and Christensen commits a foul. Wow.
It's not a surprise doing the Brush games that Amber Wooliver's on the floor again.
Yeah, I mean, she's a gamer. No doubt about it. The Mustangs lead 9-2. Okay, now they've got 16 fouls up there, so that would have been the foul on Keller.
So, yeah, they do have it right now. But all the starters for Morgan have 1 foul at least.
Here's the long inbounds pass to Sawyer. Back out to Wooliver. Cross-court Krejci. Near that left wing here is Delina Tatalini. Back out to Krejci, guarded by Keller on the outside right now. Here in the right corner, 3. Wooliver is off the back of the rim, and the high rebound by Allie Bauman of Fort Morgan. That's her first. There's the outlet to Maddie Griffith crossing midcourt. Griffith near the top. Now she'll just maintain the dribble and retreat. On the outside left, Bauman lob down low. Frasco foul from behind by Madeline Sawyer. And for the Bee Diggers, that's their first foul of the game. The first 3 of the game made by Maddie Griffith. And that first score brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions, working with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. Cargill Meat Solutions, Autumn Wheatley into the game. She'll trigger it in for Fort Morgan, up 9-2. There's the bounce pass, free throw line for Frasco. Little 13-footer is short, off the bottom of the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Wooliver, and she's fouled, and that's going to put the Bee Diggers on the line, and the foul's committed by Christensen, their second. And I'm sorry, Greg, this is completely undisciplined basketball. I know Fort Morgan has held Brush to 2 points, but you commit already, that's 8 on the board. I've got 7 here.
Yeah, it'll be the 17th foul. So, you have 7 fouls in less than 4 minutes.
I mean, that's... Yeah. And the free throw is off the back of the rim. And the rebound is into the hands of Lauren Keller of Fort Morgan. Keller quickly into the front court, into the lane, and she runs.
She didn't get called for the foul.
Yep. Well, she pushed off with the left arm, and going to the ground, going to the floor was Tatalini. Lauren Keller with her second foul. That's 3 starters, Bauman, Christensen, and Keller, with 2 fouls apiece. They're going to keep Brush in this game.
Yep, absolutely. Coach Ulrich's going to have to make some substitutions here just to be able to save them for the end.
Here's Sawyer dribbling left baseline, jump pass to Elliott, had a shot partially blocked straight away, and then there's a tie for the basketball, and the possession arrow is pointing in Fort Morgan's direction. Yeah, when you see this many fouls.
Oh, we went from turnovers to fouls.
Yep, you're right. We haven't had many turnovers here in the last minute plus. Here is Maddie Griffith between the legs, dribbling to her right, swings it cross court to Christensen, and we've got an illegal screen against
Autumn Wheatley.
Yep. That's also a turnover. And that's the Mustangs' 5th unofficially. Greg is the basketball guy. He'll have the official stats, or at least as close as we can get them.
As close as we can get.
On the outside right, Wooliver straight away to Krejci. Back out to Wooliver on the right corner, dribbles to her left, Swings it back out to Krejci, cross court to Sawyer, left baseline. Here's a shot. Tatalini is off the back of the rim from 15 feet away. Christensen grabs the Fort Morgan rebound. Across the timeline is Allie Christensen. 3.5 to go in the first. Straight away Griffith. Left wing here is Keller. Dribbling left to the lane. She'll spin it back out over there to Maddie Griffith as the Mustangs maintain a 9-2 lead. I don't remember the last time we had a basket.
No.
Here is Christensen. She'll take the left wing three, and it's off the right side of the rim, and Tatalini allows the ball to go out of bounds. It'll be Mustang. Check that Beat Digger basketball. Trailing by 7. Get a delicious treat. Breakfast or lunch item to make the day better. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop in Brush. Sawyer in the backcourt. Bounce pass to Elliott. Still in the backcourt. Front court pass taken by Tatalini. Guarded by Wheatley. Tatalini now well near the top to Krejci. Left side, here's Elliott. Dribbling left to the lane. Jump pass inside off the hands. Tatalini picks it up. Banks and misses. And Allie Christensen grabs another rebound for Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs have been good on the boards here in the early going. Christensen with 2:49 to go. Bounces it right side to Keller. Now back near the top of the three-point circle. Just beyond that now to Maddie Griffith on the outside left. Here is Wheatley. Wheatley with right-handed dribble. Bounce pass left baseline. Christensen bounces. Scores off the glass with one dribble. Allie Christensen is back on the scoreboard. She's got 5 of the 11 Fort Morgan points, and the Mustangs lead by 9. Tatalini jump pass tipped. Taken in the lane by Wooliver. She banks and scores.
Good to see Amber getting it going.
Oh, yeah. Nice move, too. Very nice move. Her body was actually streaming away from the basket. 3 in the corner. Christensen back rimmed it. No. Rebound in the lane. The putback is up and in, and a foul. And to the line for the Mustangs will be Whitney Frasco to try to convert the three-point play as the Beat Digger foul was committed by Kendall Elliott, her first.
Well, it seems fitting that go to the line for a free throw on this one and get an old-fashioned three-point because that's all they've hit except for that one little right at the bucket shot by Christensen.
And the free throw is up, and that's a beauty. Or as Greg likes to say, swish. All right, 14-4. Krejci in the backcourt gets it off the left hand of Delana Tatalini along the baseline, and then we have traffic and Tatalini's body on the floor, but it's out of bounds off of Griffith, and Krejci will throw it in just past midcourt with the Beat Diggers down by 10. With under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter from Fort Morgan, first of a doubleheader. You can follow us on Twitter at B106 and on the B106 Facebook page. On the outside right, Tatalini, right corner, Krejci 3. Yes! Kenzie Krejci drills the triple. And it's now a 14-7 game. The Beat Diggers have struggled offensively, but only down by 7. Here's Autumn Wheatley, bounce pass to Griffith. She'll take the straightaway 3. It's off the back of the rim, and there's the rebound to Tatalini. Tatalini with a 1 to beat. Tatalini all the way, and then she puts up a wild shot. She traveled prior to that trying to make a decision what she wanted to do, but the defender did a very nice job there backing up.
Mm-hmm. She had to make a choice, and she got in the middle there and didn't know what to do with it.
But a much better played game the last 2.5 minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
We had 8 turnovers in the first 2.5 minutes, and we've only got a total of I've got 10 here. Here's Maddie Griffith with the basketball with 1:19 to go. Lob pass down low for Allie Christensen. Throws it off the bottom of the rim, and it's taken away by Tatalini with another board. Across the timeline, here's Wooliver right side. Wooliver with the basketball, picked up by Griffith to Tatalini. Now to Wooliver right corner. She's trapped over there, has to get rid of it. Bounce pass down low for Sawyer. Turns, shoots, misses. The rebound and putback is up, and too strong. It was missed over there by Corral, and then another putback by Sawyer is up, and that one is missed, and Corral trying to chase it down, and instead is taken by Griffith. 2-on-1. Bounce pass, Christensen banks and scores. Allie Christensen has 7 in the game, but the Beat Diggers had huge opportunities there to put it in and could not. Now they're down by 9, 16-7, 35 seconds to go. Tatalini's got a wide open Elliott, but defenders catch up, and then she throws up a wild shot and misses, and then we get a foul. Allie Christensen was fouled over the back and fouled by Kendall Elliott, and that's her second foul. 31.3 seconds remaining first quarter.
That second game against Weld Central, Kendall didn't get to play a lot because she was in foul trouble early and ended up fouling out halfway through the fourth quarter. Good to see she's calmed that down. Good thing with this Brush Morgan rivalry is these girls do play. A lot of them play together on the softball team.
Right.
And, you see the competitiveness, but you also see, they're out there smiling at each other once they knock each other over.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Lauren Keller And there's going to be a whistle and a foul against Brush. And the foul's committed by Delana Tatalini. That's her first. The Bee Diggers have 14 fouls. The Mustangs already 9 in the opening quarter. On the high left, here's Griffith, left of the lane. Kicks it, left corner, Christensen, 3 in the air. Is no good, rebound, and putback is up and in off the glass. That is made by Whitney Frasco. 2 seconds to go with 1. Here's the pass to Corral, and that's it. That's the end of the opening quarter. With the score, it's Fort Morgan 18, Brush 7 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Along with Greg Gatto, I'm John Beltran. The Lady Mustangs lead the Bee Diggers 18-7 here as we go to the second quarter. In Fort Morgan, the first of 2 games to be played tonight, with the boys game coming up at approximately 7 o'clock. It's Tatalini, along with Brooke Rule, Kenzie Craich, Amanda Carmen, and Wolliver for Brush. Well, Christensen's still out there, along with Keller, Griffith, Frasco, and Wheatley. And it's Bee Digger basketball. In the right corner, dribbling out of traffic is Rule. Rule right of the lane, at the free throw line, and then wrestled there with a basketball. Wrestling her with a basketball is going to be Wheatley. And possession arrow is pointed towards the Mustangs.
It's a rough way to start when you're down 11 going into the second quarter.
Yeah, the Mustangs set the stage early with nailing 3 3-pointers pretty much to begin the game. And have their biggest lead of 11. Jump pass on the outside right to Wheatley. Wheatley dribbling to her right. Now she's bodied up, bounce pass down low. And then the ball is thrown out to Christensen. She'll take the 3, and it's off the right side of the rim. And into the game for Fort Morgan was, let's see, the long pass to Rule. She banks and scores. Nice shot there by Brooke Rule. With a left hand, Rule scores for the first time. And the Bee Diggers are to within 9. It's 18-9. Lob at the top. Here is Kelsey Callis. And there's the pull-up by Griffith, a little 10-footer. She misses Callis. Rebound put back is short. And Callis grabs the basketball again. Kicks it back out straight away to Keller. Now to Griffith. Takes a couple of dribbles. And she's going to back it back out to Lauren Keller. 6:51 to go, second quarter. And the Mustangs lead the Bee Diggers by a score of 18-9, 18-7 after 1. Here is Wheatley with a basketball. Dribbles to her right, left of the lane, in the lane. Then she's stripped, and the ball is loose. And it's still loose. Bodies are on the floor. And the ball is still loose like a pinball. And now we got a tie-up. And that should go over to the Bee Diggers, and it does. So we'll be...
Pace of the game has picked up a lot here.
And hopefully a cleaner game throughout the entire 8 minutes. Into the game for the Bee Diggers, Brooklyn Cox. So it's Cox, Rule, Wolliver, Tatalini, and Carmen for Brush. And here is Wolliver crossing the timeline against Griffith. Crossover dribble, gets a pick, dribbles to her right, and fouled by Lauren Keller. That's going to be her third.
6:25 to go here in the second.
That's going to be the double bonus as well. It's got 9. There you go, 10th. It took them a while to put it up there, but 10-team fouling to the line. For 2 free throws is Amber Wolliver. This is how Brush can get right back into the game, and the first free throw is up, and now it's going to be in, out, and in. Not too many free throws attempted. All the free throws for Brush have been attempted by Wolliver. Frasco made 1 for Fort Morgan. Second free throw is up, and that is around and no good. But the rebound is controlled by Cox. Bounce pass back out to Carmen, and the Bee Diggers reset. Here is Wolliver. Now to Tatalini. 3 in the air. Good! Delana Tatalini drills it on the right side. We got a ball game once again. In the left corner, Wheatley with a basketball. Cross-court pass to Griffith. Griffith fakes the 3. Back out right corner, Christensen 3. And that's off the back of the rim. And the ball is loose, and it's chased down by Brooklyn Cox. Cox all the way to the rack, and she scores off the glass. Brooklyn Cox.
Showing that track speed there.
And the Bee Diggers on a 7-0 run. Make it an 8-0 run to begin the second quarter. Timeout. We'll keep it right here. Timeout by Fort Morgan. 18-15. Well, the Mustangs started the game strong. The Bee Diggers have started the second half very strongly, and it's an infusion of a couple of players there off the bench, but Tatalini hit the big three.
The threes helped, and then their aggressiveness on the boards and loose balls. Going after those, and then with Cox taking the full length of the court. Fort Morgan's got to settle down and play less physical with the foul trouble that they're in, but still controlled on the defensive end.
Well, that's it. I think they were so physical in the first quarter. Now they know, Greg, they have to back off a little bit, and it's almost like it's taking them out of their game because they're being a little bit more passive defensively because Cox, like you said, tremendous speed, but there was nobody there for Fort Morgan to catch up or even cut her off for that matter.
Well, with Fort Morgan, most of their fouls, of their 10, 5 of them had to be on the offensive end.
Right.
Just, not knowing where the passes are going, and so getting some control back is definitely needed by the Mustangs right now.
Again, an 8-0 run to begin the second quarter, 18-15 in favor of the Mustangs. They've got the basketball. Here is Maddie Griffith for Fort Morgan. On the outside right to Wheatley, now to Griffith. Left wing, here's Callis. She won't take a three. That's not her shot. Griffith dribbles free throw line. Near the right corner to Wheatley. Right of the lane, bounce pass to Griffith straight away. Now to Callis. In the left corner with the basketballs. Bauman jump pass to Griffith. Guarded closely over there by Brooklyn Rule. Bounce pass inside. Terrible pass by Bauman. And it's intercepted by Amanda Carmen. And here come the Beediggers the other way. Right baseline. Faking over there is Wolliver. Back out to Carmen. Straight away to Tatalini. On the left wing to Cox. Three in the air. And the game is tied. Holy mahungus. Cox has drilled the three. Greg, I didn't see this coming. An 11-0 run. Here is Griffith's 16-footer is off to the right, and Tatalini grabs the rebound for Brush. Unofficially her third board. Tatalini across the timeline. The Beediggers can actually take the lead. In the left corner with the basketball is Cox. Back out to Carmen straight away. Here's Rule. In the right corner, moving the ball nicely. Tatalini three is off the back of the rim. No. Rule goes for the rebound and grabs it. Beediggers reset, and that shot is up and in from three. That is Carmen. Holy mahungus. You got to be kidding me. This is now a 14-0 run for Brush. With 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, the Beediggers lead 21-18.
This is probably the best 3.5 minutes of basketball they played all year.
Oh, yeah. Even when they beat Akron, they weren't this crisp. They're not turning the ball over. They're playing tight defense. They're making outside shots. They're passing well.
Another turnover.
Yep, that entry pass, a terrible pass by Callis, intercepted by Brooke Rule. And here is a shot by Tatalini. Missed it, an air ball from 15. And the rebound is controlled there by Maddie Griffith. Griffith right in the lane with the basketball. Back out to Wheatley. She'll take the three-pointer, and that's off the right side in front of the rim. And the rebound is into the hands of Brooke Rule. And here comes Brush the other way. Rule at the top. Swings it right side. Wide open. The three from Wolliver. And that's off the back of the rim. Long rebound to Allie Christensen. And Fort Morgan has gone stone cold. Again, outscored in this quarter. 14-0. They were up 18-7 after one. And timeout called by Mitch Unrein. Mitch Elrick. John Ryan. I know I was going to say that wrong. That's a combination of another coach and a former Bronco, but Mitch Elrick calls a timeout. 3:36 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, and Mitch is down in Tampa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should have known that. Anyway, the Beediggers have had an infusion of offense in this quarter with 3 3-pointers, Cox, Tatalini, and Carmen. And they've turned an 11-point deficit into a 3-point lead. And with the way this is going, I have no idea what direction it's headed in, because it looked like this was going to be a Mustang blowout, and then all of a sudden, 3 after 3 after 3. And as you mentioned, Greg, they saved their best basketball of the season for that short. Hopefully it's not the last time they play this well. It will be Fort Morgan basketball, and to throw it in, it's going to be Emma Wolf. Wolf to Keller, back out to Autumn Wheatley. Now here's Wolf in the corner, guarded by Wolliver. Backing out straight away to Keller. Low pass there, and Mustangs not looking crisp here offensively. Lob down low for Christensen. Dribbles, double teamed, and then she's fouled.
But Christensen's got to take that and just go up with it instead of doing the... She took 2 dribbles down there on the block, and too many people are in too many hands around.
Fouls on Amber Wolliver. Yeah, they say that she was going up. Stopping the 14-0 run is Christensen as she makes the first. Allie now with 7 in the game. Fort Morgan 21, check that, Brush 21, Fort Morgan 19. Second free throw with 3:20 to go in the second is up, and it rattles around and good. And the Mustang deficit is down to 1. Here comes Brooklyn Rule the other way for Brush. At the top, crossover dribble, back out to Amber Wooliver. Dribbles to her right. Wide open in the corner with a 3 is Cox, and she misses it off the front of the rim at the rebound to Rule. She banks, and she misses, and then tipping the ball to herself is Amber Wooliver. That's the type of player she is. And now Wooliver dribbles left of the lane, back out of the bounce pass to Carmen. Here's Tatalini. She'll take the 3, and that's off to the right. Allie Christensen grabs the Fort Morgan rebound. Christensen bounces it across the timeline to Lauren Keller. Near that right corner, here is Whitney Frasco. Now back out to Wolf. Wide open Frasco 3, but that's going to be well off and short. And the rebound is controlled by Cox. Let's see if she tries to go coast to coast. Cox, bounce pass all the way to Rule. She misses it badly, even though it's about a 3-footer. Tie for the rebound between Tatalini and Whitney Frasco. Possession arrow, Fort Morgan. Well, you knew the Bee Diggers really couldn't keep up offensively what they had been doing. They were so good.
Right.
But they're still getting opportunities here.
Yeah, they're getting plenty of opportunities right at the basket, and there's wide open threes. They're not getting out on them.
21-20. The Mustangs can take the lead on this possession. On the high right, Frasco with the basketball. Near the top to Keller. Keller back on the outside right. Griffith will retreat towards the timeline. Backing off of there across court to Wheatley. Now to Griffith, just spreading out this offense. She's going to commit it over and back if she
did.
No, it was very close there. And then she throws up a wild shot off the glass and misses. And the rebound to Amber Wooliver. Wooliver for Brush across the timeline on the outside left. Wooliver swings it right side over to Cox. Now right baseline to Rule. Back out free throw line to Carmen. Nearly fouled over there. She's got to get rid of it. Does on the bounce to Cox. Cox with the basketball. Had the ball stripped. Here is Maddie Griffith for Fort Morgan. Then she lost the ball off her foot, and it's out of bounds. And the teams trade turnovers within about a 5-second span, and the ball will go back over to the Bee Diggers. Brush leading 21-20, a minute 39 to go. Second quarter.
Lauren Keller is applying a lot of pressure there on the balls at the free throw line. Came close to getting a foul. That would be her 4th.
Just past the top of the hour, this is Morgan County's B106, KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan. Right corner, Cox, 3 is around and no good. Hit both sides of the rim. And the rebound into the hands of Maddie Griffith of Fort Morgan. They can take the lead again with a minute 15 to go, second quarter. Cross-court pass to Keller. Left baseline. That looked like a double dribble there by Autumn Wheatley, or maybe just a foul. They're going to call that. And that's still not going to send. Nope.
Double dribble.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
That's what I saw, too.
How many turnovers here you got for Fort Morgan?
That's just saying a lot. I've only got them for 10.
That's what I got. So I think we're good. Well, I'll let you run through the official numbers at half, since I trust more people than I do myself, Greg. We got a minute 8 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan. Go ahead.
I don't know if a lot counts as a statistical category.
That's a good point. Here's Tatalini in the right corner, back out to Wooliver. Wooliver guarded by Griffiths. Swings it cross court to Carmen. Carmen back out to Wooliver. Fakes the 3, dribbles right to the lane all the way, then throws it up wildly. I think she was looking for a whistle. She stumbled, missed it badly. The rebound is controlled by Whitney Frasco. Here is Griffith into the front court. Bounce pass on the outside right to Keller. Fakes the 3, dribbles into the lane, puts up a wild shot. No whistle, misses. And the shot is up and in off the air ball. That is made by Autumn Wheatley. That's the first field goal. The Mustangs have 2 free throws in this quarter. They've reclaimed the lead at 22-21. With 26 seconds to go. Right side, Tatalini with the basketball. Dribbling towards the corner. Bounce pass down low to Kenzie Craich, and then the ball is tipped away, and then we've got a whistle and a foul in the backcourt. Foul committed by Carmen Brush. The Bee Diggers commit the turnover there. Fort Morgan should hold for the final shot with 17.6 seconds to go, up by 1. But credit Brush for making a major comeback here. Here is Maddie Griffith near the top. Right side wide open. Oh, didn't take the 3 there. Was Frasco turning, shooting, and missing is Christensen. Rebound to Craich. 6 seconds to go. The long pass in the front court off the foot of Rule. And then she falls. And then Maddie Griffith has the basketball, and she'll just corral it. And that's the end of the opening half. With the score, Fort Morgan 22, Brush 21. Let's take a 3-minute break. We're back in 3 minutes. This is Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Mustang Halftime Show along with the Brush Bead Diggers here, brought to you by B&B Appliance. They can help you with all of your appliance needs. Stop in and see what they can do for you. Check them out on Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. That's B&B Appliance. Along with Greg Gatto, I'm John Beltran. We're here at halftime where the Lady Mustangs lead 22-21. Fort Morgan was up 18-7 after one, but then Brush opened up the second quarter on a 14-0 run.
Fort Morgan only made one field goal that whole second quarter.
And it was very late in the second quarter by Autumn Wheatley, as once the Bead Diggers took a 21-18 lead, then that's when Fort Morgan scored the final 4 points of the quarter. Now let's run through the numbers, Greg, because when you look at it, Brush actually has more balanced scoring. They've got more scorers involved here in the opening half as opposed to Fort Morgan, which has really relied on their starters, while Brush has gotten contributions for more players in terms of that scoring column.
They have. They've had 7 players that have scored, which is great to see as a coach, that you want to get, balance so you can't key in on one player defensively. But they're being led right now by Brooklyn Cox with 5. She had that coast-to-coast layup and that 3. And then several others they had a couple of 3-pointers coming from several of the girls. Crage, Carmen, Tedolini also had 3s. So it was spread out there. But statistically, rebounds and turnovers, as the score shows, as close as it is, Brush is out rebounding right now 16-14 for the first half. But Fort Morgan, all of their scoring has been primarily through Allie Christensen with 9, and Maddie Griffith has 6 on 2 of the 3s that she hit to open up the game of that first barrage of 3s. Whitney Frasco also has 5, and Wheatley's been the only other one to score for the Mustangs, so just the 4 of them have scored.
Yeah, what I found interesting is that Fort Morgan had 3 threes in the opening quarter. Brush had 3 threes in the second quarter. And Fort Morgan did attempt a few threes in that second quarter. But, in basketball, Greg, no matter what level you're talking about, you can't live and die by the 3. Eventually, you got to balance it out. And once Fort Morgan couldn't hit those 3s anymore, even though they did have some 2s in the opening quarter, the offense went cold. But, again, credit Brush. They got more aggressive, especially in that offensive end. And even defensively, they were trailing in rebounds, but made up for that margin, as you mentioned as well. Now they've overtaken Fort Morgan on those on that rebounding total, and that's critical for both teams in this game because, let's face it, Fort Morgan lost by 38 points last night, and Brush on Tuesday night lost by 36 points. So these teams need any confidence booster they can get tonight out of this particular game, win or lose.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely true. That's something that for the teams, I think Fort Morgan has one more game next week.
Yeah, they got a doubleheader. Weld Central. We'll have it right here on B106 and B106.com. You have Tuesday, 5:30 with the girls and 7 o'clock with the boys.
Then right after the break, we get into league play. And that's when it counts. This is preseason, and you want to get the wins, you want to get the numbers there, but it really comes down to how they perform in league, and you want to be on a roll. You want to be performing well when when league starts and carry it through.
Well, and both teams are in tough leagues this year because Brush is in the Patriot League, which has been very good for years. You've got 2 top 10 teams there in University and Resurrection Christian, and with Fort Morgan moving now to the Tri-Valley League, you got the Holy Families and teams like that. You're no longer in the Colorado 7 where you're going to win games by defaults. And
right.
I hate to be that strong with the description of it, but that's essentially what it is. All right, the Mustangs lead at the break here in the first of 2 games, 22-21. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're back in 2 minutes. We'll start the second half from Fort Morgan. This is Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Let's begin the second half with the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs leading the Brush Lady Bead Diggers 22-21. Along with Greg Gatto, I'm John Beltran. Emily Hernandez, our outstanding sound engineer and producer tonight, back in studio. Boys game will be starting at approximately 7 o'clock. And this one yet to be decided, even though Fort Morgan had a double-digit lead after the opening 8 minutes. But sometimes it's a game of ebb and flows, and this was a game of a big run by Brush to get back into it. Yeah, really, Fort Morgan in the opening quarter. It's Amber Wolliver, Kenzie Craich, Madeline Sawyer, Delana Tatalini, and Kendall Elliott. And Kendall, as talented as she is, I think she's got to get a little bit more involved. I've seen her the limited action I've seen her, even back to the Akron game, a little bit too tentative.
She has been, yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
If she can get more aggressive down low, that'll help. And for the Mustangs, in foul trouble there, Maddie Griffith. Well, she's not in foul trouble.
Lauren Keller.
She's got 3. And then you've got the inbounds pass is taken. Whitney Frasco, Autumn Wheatley. Allie Christensen's not in there, and Allie Bauman. Christensen only has 2 fouls, but she's not in the starting lineup to begin the third quarter. Here is Wolliver. She's trapped over there on the right side by Keller. Gets rid of it to Tatalini. Straight away to Kenzie Craich. Cross-court pass, Wolliver fakes about the 3. Now all the way. She pumps, she misses. And the rebound into the hands of Madeline Sawyer. And the Beat-Diggers back it out once again. Here is Craich. Down low to Elliott. She turns. She bounces it back out. Over to Craich. Over to Tatalini. On the right side here is Amber Wolliver, guarded by Keller. Dribbles to her right, picks up that dribble. Bounces into the lane, and Elliott should have caught that one. She dropped it, intercepted. Here is Griffith the other way. Griffith into a body, and she's fouled as she missed the underhand layup. Tatalini commits the foul, and Maddie Griffith to the line. Tatalini with her second foul.
A little bit sloppy coming out here in the second half.
Yep, without a doubt. With 7:11 to go, Griffith trying to give Fort Morgan a 2-point lead, and does. The Mustangs are 4 out of 4 from the line. And now Fort Morgan's in a 5-0 run. Second free throw is in. And here we go on the outside right, Tatalini with a basketball. And then it's taken away, and here is Maddie Griffith. Griffith all the way off the glass, and she misses. Rebound, put back, Keller up. No good foul. So Keller to the stripe.
They call that foul on Tatalini.
Yeah, I believe that's her third. And the free throw is in from Lauren Keller.
It's her first point of the game.
Second free throw is around and good for Keller.
Perfect from the line tonight.
Yep. Now 7 out of 7. The Mustangs lead 25-21. This is now a 7-0 run. Again, if you follow us on Twitter, B106, it's third quarter now. Foul there as the Beat-Diggers again throw it away. And Autumn Wheatley goes to the floor. Madeline Sawyer commits the foul. And we'll keep it right here. And there is no doubt that the Beat-Diggers have come out as sluggish as they did to begin the game, Greg.
Yeah, it's been pretty ugly on both ends of the court for them, and a lot of reaching on the defensive side. But Fort Morgan's trying to pick up the pace, and with Griffith pushing the ball like she is, and getting really stupid fouls called on the Beat-Diggers right now.
Yeah, they got to clean things up. If not, Fort Morgan's going to, well, they've already reestablished that momentum.
They have.
But it's still only a 4-point game.
And they've done this with Christensen on the bench.
Yeah, and she really is a heck of a player as long as she's disciplined on the defensive end. So here is Fort Morgan basketball. On the outside left is Keller, left baseline. Here's Autumn Wheatley. Bounce pass, cross court all the way. It looked like Bauman might have traveled, but a great pass. I guess she put it on the floor, and Bauman scores off the glass. Her first points of the game. And now Fort Morgan leads 28-21, and then the ball is fumbled away in the lane, bobbled by Elliott, and we got a whistle and a foul, and I think that's a foul on Brush. I think that's Sawyer again committing a foul. And for Madeline Sawyer, I've got that as her third. And Brush in this quarter has got 4 turnovers, 0 points, and is being outscored by Fort Morgan 6-0. So now it's a 10-0 run, dating back to the second quarter, 28-21, approaching the 6-minute mark of the third. On the outside right is Griffith. Overhead pass cross court to Wheatley. Dribbles left baseline, and she runs into a beat digger and a foul. That's a defensive foul. That's a blocking foul. Yep.
It's her second.
Still on the floor is Elliott. Getting up slowly. And Autumn Wheatley to the stripe. And she will shoot a deuce. And now, if you're Brush, you need a bucket badly once you're back on the offensive end.
They've got 5 fouls here in just over 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a complete reversal of the way the game started when Fort Morgan was committing the fouls. But when Fort Morgan was committing the fouls, they were also scoring.
They were scoring, too.
Brush is not doing either. Free throw is in. And this free throw shooting is outstanding tonight. 8 out of 8 for Fort Morgan. Sawyer is out. Amanda Carmen is in. Carmen, Wooliver, Tatalini. Now Brooke Rule in there along with Kenzie Craich. And into the game for the Mustangs is Destiny Pelton. So here we go. The free throw by Wheatley to give Fort Morgan a 9-point lead. Their biggest lead has been 11. Is up. And that's the first miss. In and out. And Carmen grabs the rebound for the Bee Diggers. Here is Carmen. Across midcourt, picked up by Maddie Griffith. Swings it right side for Wooliver. Wooliver looking down low. Back out to Carmen. Now here's Rule. On the outside left to Tatalini. Inside to Craich. Turns and fouled. Foul by Autumn Wheatley as she tried to scoop it up somewhere around the basket. And for Autumn Wheatley, that's her second foul. And
Craich will go to the line to shoot 2 here.
Well, this could stop what is an 11-0 run for Fort Morgan. And it does. She makes the free throw. Kenzie Craich now with 4. And the Mustang lead is down to 7. 29-22. 5:42 to go third quarter. Second free throw is back rimmed and in. It took a high bounce and it went through for Kenzie Craich. She's got 5. The Mustang lead is down to 6. 29-23. Third quarter. Outside left all the way is Keller. And then she runs into a beat digger and throws up a wild shot. Misses. Grabs the rebound on the floor. Griffith between 2. Scoops it up and in. Maddie Griffith in the lane, but Keller made that play. Off the miss. Maddie Griffith in double figures with 10. And a traveling violation on Brooke Rule. And the Beat Diggers now with 5 turnovers in the quarter. And again, they don't have a single field goal. They do have 2 points. And a steal by Rule. Rule double dribbled. Wow. She did double dribble. That's a good call. So once again, Mustang basketball up 31-23, 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Here's Lauren Keller across the timeline. Check that. That's Griffith with the basketball. Now Keller on the left side. Wheatley near the top. Here's Griffith. Her shot is up and in. That's a triple for Maddie Griffith. And the Mustangs lead by 11. 34-23. Griffith now with 13 in the game. She's got 7 in the quarter, outscoring Brush all by herself. Amber Wooliver bounce pass to Tatalini. Ball tipped away and her pass towards Rule out of bounds. Beat Diggers retain possession. It is a game of massive runs here.
Huge runs, and right now Fort Morgan's on the winning side of that run.
With 4:46 to go, third quarter, the Mustangs lead 34-23. Left corner, Craich will throw it in. Here's Whitney Frasco into the game for Autumn Wheatley. Brush did have a 3-point lead late in the second quarter. Wooliver throws up a shot off the turnaround, and she's fouled. Now, that's way too aggressive defensively. It didn't even look like she was totally in control there, but she was fouled by Maddie Griffith. Should be her second. Now the first free throw by Amber Wooliver, who's 1 out of 3 from the line, is up and in. She's got 4 in the game, and the Mustangs have their lead cut to 10. Emma Wolf in for Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan 34, Brush 24. Second free throw by the right-handed shooter is off to the left, and then the ball is wrestled away. Carmen and Whitney Frasco tied up for the basketball, but possession arrow off the tie-up goes to Fort Morgan. And that will send Allie Bauman across the timeline. Emma Wolf straight away to Keller. Keller still with the basketball near that left corner. Wolf, she'll take the shot, and it's around and no good. And the rebound is controlled by Amber Wooliver of Brush. She can make it a single-digit game. 4:19 to go, third quarter. Mustangs lead by 10. On the outside left, Cox lobs it down low for Tatalini. Tatalini trapped in the corner. Ball knocked out of bounds by Bauman. Bee Diggers retain possession. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Western Engineering Consultants. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Western Engineering Consultants. On the outside right, Wooliver, right corner for Cox. Dribbles to her left, and then she fell, and then the ball is loose on the floor. She tried to get it into Craich. Another tie-up, and that should stay with Brush, and it does. Yeah, when you throw a pass, you can't always look at your target because then the defense collapses.
Right.
And now we've got Mustang into the game in Clementina Numera-Longo. So Numera-Longo into the game. Carmen with the basketball, guarded by Keller. Over to Wooliver, wide open three is off the back of the rim, and Numera-Longo grabs the basketball, stripped over there by Wooliver, and then the ball is volleyballed into the corner, and it's out of bounds. That's off of Emma Wolf. And it will be Bee Digger basketball. Brush has been feisty there.
They have been.
But again, the offense has gone cold, but they're only down by 10 with 3:43 to go. Bounce pass down low, Craich. And she shoots and she misses badly after a bounce. But the rebound to Cox, and she puts it up and she misses. And the rebound away to Whitney Frasco. Quickly into the front court of the Mustangs, and then that ball is taken away. So now we get some sloppy basketball going on here on both sides. On the outside right, Wooliver, right corner. Here's Brooklyn Cox. Entry pass. And I think the Bee Diggers got away with one there. Certainly Cox did. There's a foul from behind on Fort Morgan. That might have been Numera-Longo.
Yeah, pass hit her in the back.
Yep. Here's the lob into the backcourt. It's not over and back. No over and back there. Chased down by Cox. On the high right to Wooliver. 34-24, third quarter. The Mustangs lead with 3:13 to go. Wooliver behind the three-point line. Bounce pass forced to Craich. She turns, she shoots, and she scores off the glass. It didn't look as crisp as probably should have been, but she made it from about 12 feet away. Craich has 4 in the quarter, 7 in the game, and it's only an 8-point Mustang lead. Outside right, Griffith looked like she almost traveled. Check that, that's Keller. Straight away to Bauman. In the left corner, Wolf. Chest pass back out to Bauman. Now here's Keller in the right corner. Over to Frasco, now to Keller, dribbling to her left. Bauman has the basketball, try to force it past to Numera-Longo, and then a traveling violation by Emma Wolf. Fort Morgan all of a sudden getting a little bit sloppy. 34-26, still to score, and
you can bring Brush out of that zone by swinging the ball like they were, but then they got impatient, and bad things happen when you get impatient.
Carmen with the basketball, dribbling to her right. You don't want to force that. Does not. Gets it back out to Wooliver, right of the lane. Bounce pass. Here's Tatalini in the lane. Throws up a wild shot and misses. Hit nothing but glass. And then a foul in the backcourt by Amber Wooliver as Whitney Frasco grabbed the rebound. For Wooliver, that's her second. And it's the team's 6th already. The Mustangs have committed 3 fouls. So Fort Morgan could be taking lots of free throws once we get to the fourth quarter. On the high right, Keller with the basketball. Right corner for Wheatley, back out to Keller. Mustangs move it around. Keller, right wing 3, and that's off the back of the rim, and Carmen grabs a rebound for Brush. She'll take it across midcourt. Chest pass, left wing Tatalini. Down low for Rule, double team. Bounce pass, Tatalini in the lane, kicks it back out. Carmen inside the three-point line. Yes! Amanda Carmen just inside the three-point line on the right side. Scores for Brush. And we've got a whistle and a timeout. 30-second timeout called by Mitch Elrick. But once again, now we got a little bit of a Brush run. They've scored the last 5 points of the game, and it's 34-28, Greg, with 1:48 to go. So twice we thought that Brush was probably out of this game, and all of a sudden they come back and respond on 2 different occasions.
Well, the big point you brought up earlier was that there was the fouls being committed by Brush here. The fouls that Brush has, 6 of them, with 6 minutes into the game, second half. It's going to be with that. It's going to play huge when we get down to crunch time if the game stays close.
Well, yeah, that you'll say that about Fort Morgan is that they were in big trouble foul-wise, and all of a sudden, they've gotten a little bit more disciplined.
We've got that under control, but
right.
the way Fort Morgan's shooting from the free throw line, that's not a bad thing for them either.
Correct. Exactly. Emma Wolf with the basketball. The Mustangs have it in the right corner for Autumn Wheatley. Bounce pass inside, turning, shooting, and missing. Over there's Pelton. Grabs the rebound, shoots, and scores. And a foul. Pelton to the line. Boy, the way she made the move there, I'm surprised she's had very little playing time.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Getting her own rebound and right back up with it. That's one of the things as a coach you want to see all your players do. They get a rebound and go right back up with it.
I'm not sure if that was Craich who committed the foul. I mean, they don't have that fixed on the board, and the free throw is good. That's a big point in this game because all of a sudden a 6-point lead. Well, it should be at 7. They got 36-28. She made the free throw. There you go. It took a while to put that point up there. On the outside left is Tatalini. Left corner for Rule. Lob inside to Carmen. Back out to Tatalini. Tatalini had the ball stripped, but she gets it right back. Tatalini left-handed dribble over to Carmen.
They are trying to force it inside, probably way too much.
Yeah, Brooke Roll. There's a force inside to Sawyer underneath the basket. Bounce past Tatalini. Scoops it up right hand, no good. And Lauren Keller grabs the rebound for Fort Morgan. And Keller will slow it down. 1 minute to go, third quarter. Mustangs lead 37-28. Looking to go up by double digits for a third time in the game. Allie Bauman with a right-handed dribble. Picked up by Rule. Right side to Wolf. Back out to Bauman. On the high left to Wheatley. Here is Lauren Keller. Over to Wheatley, and they're just going to work it around. Those four spread out with Destiny Pelton just outside the lane. 38 seconds to go. Will they take the final shot of the third quarter?
I think they'll be content with that and try and get Brush to come out of the zone.
Yeah, it looks like a little 2-3 or, well, maybe not so much. But, yeah, it's 22 seconds to go. And here is Wheatley.
Brush switches out to a man.
And Wheatley's got to get rid of it. That should be 5 seconds. And it...
Call it timeout by
Fort
Morgan.
Nice job by Mitch Elrick calling a timeout. They were probably at about 4.5 seconds there before that timeout was called. We'll keep it right here. 14.5 seconds to go in the third quarter. And the Mustangs, who led by 11 after 1, but trailed late in the second quarter, now lead 37-28. Boys game is coming up at approximately 7 o'clock, maybe a tad thereafter. And we'll see what type of opportunity Fort Morgan creates for themselves on this final possession of the third quarter.
It should be the final possession if they play it right.
Yeah, you don't hold it for 35 seconds or 40 seconds or call a timeout, then shoot it quickly unless it's a layup. But, yeah, sometimes you do that just to try to surprise the opposing defense.
Yep.
But I think the way they're set up here with the players well behind that three-point line, they're just going to dribble it out until there's about 5 seconds to go. There's 8 seconds to go on the outside up to Keller, now to Wheatley. Bauman with 5, cross-court to Keller with 4, left of the lane. She forces up a shot off the side of the backboard out of bounds. And that was not a good look. There's 1.6 seconds to go. And Madeline Sawyer will throw it in. And this will be a chuck at the basket. A baseball pass to Carmen at midcourt. She can't get off a shot. And that's the end of the third quarter. It's a 1-minute break with the score. The Fort Morgan girls lead Brush 37-28 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. I'm John Beltran with Greg Gatto. Let's head to the fourth quarter here in Fort Morgan in the first of 2. Lady Mustangs lead 37-28 over Brush. There's the lob towards midcourt, and it's retrieved by Autumn Wheatley. Wheatley with the basketball, back out to Keller. Or check that, Griffith now to Keller, Bauman, and also into the game is Destiny Pelton. Will set up the Beat Diggers momentarily. Wheatley penetrates left baseline, traveling violation on Autumn Wheatley.
Kind of surprising Allie Christensen hasn't been in the whole second half so far.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You wonder what's going on there. On the outside right, Sawyer lobs it right baseline. Rule. She puts it up from 5 feet away and misses. And the ball is rebounded on a hop by Maddie Griffith. Griffith across the timeline, picks up her dribble. Right baseline over to Keller. She puts it up and she's fouled by Madeline Sawyer as the ball went off the side of the backboard. Yep. And Fort Morgan, again, as Greg was talking about, very good for the line. 9 out of 10 in the game. Free throw by Keller. Good. The Mustangs now lead by 10.
Got 3 points so far, all off free throws.
Second free throw coming up, and that's good as well. It's an 11-point lead, matching their biggest advantage for the Mustangs. 7:15 to go in the game. Right corner, Tatalini, left-handed dribble, picks up the dribble. Looking, she's trapped over there, and that should be a foul, which would be the 14th foul. And the foul is committed by Lauren Keller.
That's her fourth.
Yep. Well, the Bee Diggers again in desperate need of a bucket. They'll throw it in along the right side. Carmen, Rule, Wooliver, Sawyer, and Tatalini. Here is Rule on the outside left to Amber Wooliver. Now to Rule at the free throw line for Sawyer. Back out to Rule on a bounce. Cross court to Wooliver in the left corner to Carmen. Feeds it back out to Wooliver. They're passing the ball pretty well, but they're not getting off a shot. Fort Morgan's defense is smothering here. Rule spins, and then the jump pass is tipped away, but Rule has it, and she's fouled by Wheatley. Wheatley commits her third.
Yeah, it seems like they're dribbling into coverage more than they're moving the ball around it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Carmen to trigger it in on the outside right to Amber Wooliver. In the right corner for Carmen. Back out Wooliver. She can take the three, but instead she fakes, she dribbles, she throws up a runner, got nothing but glass, and the ball is tipped out of bounds. That's all for Fort Morgan. These teams are looking a little bit tired at this point. Carmen, entry pass inside, banking and scoring as Sawyer. Nice look by Carmen. And the Bee Diggers have the first field goal by either team in this fourth. 39-30 Fort Morgan. 6:23 to go in the game. In the left corner is Whitney Frasco. Cross court to Bauman. Lob inside to Pelton. Pelton turns, shoots, and misses off to the left. Sawyer, check that. Wooliver grabs the rebound, and she's tackled. No.
That was the best way of putting it there.
Yeah.
She has more floor burns on her than she does jersey.
Yeah, there were 3 Mustangs around her. Here is Carmen on the outside right to Sawyer. 6 minutes to go. Right of the lane. Bounce pass back out. Wooliver thinks about the three. No, gets it back out to Carmen. Left side Tatalini. On the left baseline here is Brooke Rule with a basketball. Dribbles to her right. Gets a pick from Tatalini. Trapped by Griffith. Swings it back out to Wooliver. Right side to Sawyer. On the corner for Carmen. Back out. And now straight away to Rule on the left wing. Here is Amber Wooliver with a basketball. And then the shot is up and missed by Madeline Sawyer. Rebound to Rule. Right baseline shot. Carmen. Good! Amanda Carmen trying to inch the Bee Diggers back into the game. And all of a sudden, after Carmen's bucket, it's down to a 7-point game at 39-32. With 5:33 to go.
It's a good timeout by Brush there to kind of regroup after the bucket and kind of find out what they want to do defensively. Try and get a run going here by Brush to bring them back into it. Still 7-point with 5:33 to go here in the fourth.
Yep. But I think, Greg, they're going to have to hit a three-pointer. I mean, that's what was part of their success when they went on that 14-0 run.
They are, but they've had some looks at it and they keep passing it up. They've been trying to get the ball inside that with passes that aren't there. Luckily, they've gotten fouls out of it with Fort Morgan coming over the back or whatever it is.
All right, to throw it in is Allie Bauman, and the Bee Diggers will apply backcourt pressure. In the backcourt to Griffith. It's a 39-32 Fort Morgan lead, 5.5 to go. Trapped over there is Wolf. Then she throws it off the right hand of Bauman. She's on the floor, still in the backcourt. Griffith has to get it across midcourt. That's going to be a 10-second violation. I'm surprised that she thought she could dribble that across midcourt inside of 10 seconds. It wasn't there. You got to have a mental clock in your head.
She had people open down court that she could have easily passed to.
Tatalini throws it into Rule. The Bee Diggers with a 3 can make this a 4-point game. Right wing Sawyer, right corner for Carmen. Back out to Sawyer. Straight away, here's Brooke Rule with the basketball. Outside right through Carmen's hands. Tries to save it and does. I think she wanted to take a 3 there. And then the ball is off Carmen along the baseline. Bee Diggers commit the turnover. And that's a big one. Here's a long pass front court to Pelton, 2-on-2. Left baseline in the lane. Now the shot is up and around and short by Frasco. And Brooke Rule grabs the rebound for Brush. Bee Diggers again looking to trim this lead. That's now at 7 points. Left corner, 3. Tatalini is off the bottom of the net. And Frasco has the basketball for Fort Morgan. 4:42 to go. Fort Morgan 39, Brush 32. And nearly out of control over there as Wool bounces it back out to Griffith. Straight away to Bauman. On the outside left, Frasco. Now they'll move it around. Try to set up the open shot, 4.5 to go. Griffith right wing, thinks about the 3 dribbles. Backs it out to Bauman. Bauman still with the basketball right side. Here's Griffith right to the lane. Dribbles right baseline, puts up the shot. Off the back of the rim, no. And the rebound is into the hands of Brooke Rule, having a nice night rebounding off the bench. Rule in the lane. Rule looked like she dragged the foot, and it will be a push.
On Maddie, that'll be her 3rd.
Well, again, hanging around. And here's Numeralango into the game for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. This is a huge free throw right now for Rule. 1-1. Can she make this a 6-point game? No, it's off the lip of the rim. And the ball is into the hands of Emma Wolf. Midway through the 4th quarter. Maddie Griffith right of the lane all the way off the glass. No good, but she's fouled. That's a strong move by Maddie Griffith. The foul committed by Tatalini, her 3rd. To the line will be Maddie Griffith, excuse me. She's got 13 points in the game. And it's 14 now.
This free throw shooting by Fort Morgan is awesome.
It's phenomenal. Second free throw's coming up. And that one is no good. Front of the rim, Numeralango grabbed the rebound, then it's out of bounds off of her. Well, the Bee Diggers still there, 40-32, with 3:56 to go in the game. On the outside right, Carmen. They got to take a 3, though. Or at least a wide-open shot.
Right.
Every shot seems to be contested. And that pass is off of Numeralango out of bounds, try to force it into Sawyer along the left baseline. Carmen to throw it in. In the left corner for Rule. Now here is Amber Wooliver. Ball is stripped. It's loose near midcourt. Still loose. Keller picks it up. And then Keller has the ball stripped from behind. Picked up by Numeralango, and she's fouled.
That's Sawyer. Is that her 5th?
That's her. That would be 5. Yep, she's done for the
5.
game. She finishes with 4 points. And to the line, Clementina Numeralango.
You have a way with names. Do you know that?
Well, I mean, that's just it's just my Latino. 13 out of 15. Free throw by Numeralango is up, and that is good. 14 out of 16 for the line. There's Fort Morgan tonight. That's just under 90%. Second free throw. As Case Keenum completes a 2-yard pass by Numeralango is up, and that one is off to the right. And the rebound to Amber Wooliver. Let's see if the Bee Diggers can score here. They're down by 3 possessions, 41-32, 3:29 to go in the game. Brooke Rule in the high left. Cross court to Craich, takes a dribble at the free throw line. Right corner, wide open. Wooliver misses badly off part of the rim, but Rule has it for Brush. And in the lane, the ball is volleyballed into the hands of Numeralango. This could be it unless the Bee Diggers come up with a huge run. In the right corner, Bauman. Cross court to Callis. And now the clock reads an even 3 minutes to go in the game. Left of the lane, Keller. She throws up a wild shot, offensive foul. Keller is a tremendous athlete, but she has been a little bit undisciplined with some of her over aggressiveness, and she slammed right into Kendall Elliott.
On her.
Yeah. But her defense, whew, that's an offensive foul, but she played some tight defense tonight. But did not have a field goal in the game. It was all 4 free throws. Well, the B-Diggers have got to score on this possession. Down by 9 with 2:55 to go. Amber Wooliver against Maddie Griffith. Great defense by Griffith. Back out to Tatalini. Left side, Brooke Rule. Brooke Rule dribbles by 2, nearly fouled all the way, and she's fouled by Numera Longo. Brooke Rule will shoot 2. Numera Longo commits, I believe that's her first.
Yes.
Now, Rule was at the line earlier and missed. Free throw is in. But the B-Diggers are still down by 3 possessions. Even if they make this, they'll still be down by 3 possessions at 41-33 with 2:43 to go. Second free throw is back rimmed, and a long rebound into the hands of Whitney Frasco. She's had a good night on the boards. Let's see if Fort Morgan takes the air out of the basketball. Griffith with a crossover dribble. Back out to Allie Bauman. Bauman over to Frasco. Near that right corner. Here's Maddie Griffith penetrating right baseline. Bounce pass to Bauman. She banks and scores. Little 7-footer there for Allie Bauman. That could do it. Mustangs lead by 10, 43-33. With 2:09 to go in the game. Right side, Rule. Lob down low for Elliott. Double team turns. She threw with her left hand, missed, but Tatalini cleans it up and scores off the glass. And a timeout called by Randy Wilson.
Yeah, they 8-point game, 2 minutes, 2:01 to be exact. So it's still not out of it. It's 3 possessions, and it can be right back in this thing.
In a low-scoring game, though, that's where you figure it's very tough to go on a run because you have played up to this point. You played 30 minutes of basketball and have 35 points, and now you got to score a bunch of points within the 121-second span that you were talking about.
Yeah, and for Brush, to get back into this, as you've been saying, that they got to shoot the 3, and they've been passing that up, trying to get the ball inside. Now they got to start being a little bit more selfish and putting the ball up. So we'll see if someone steps up and does that.
Well, it's the only thing that can open up the inside. If they just keep trying to force it inside, just leave them alone for 3 because they haven't.
Oh, absolutely.
They haven't done anything. They haven't made one in this half.
Yeah, they have to prove themselves before you go out on them. And taking a look here, they do not have a 3. I think they've only attempted 2 of them.
Yeah, not too many in this half. Here is Wheatley, backcourt bounce pass to Bauman. Front court pass taken by Frasco. Now left wing to Wheatley, and she's fouled by Rule. So this will be the double bonus. Autumn Wheatley to the line. And she will shoot a deuce.
They did break that press really easily.
They did. So now Wheatley to shoot the double bonus. And the first one is off the back of the rim for Autumn Wheatley. Second free throw upcoming. For the junior. And that one's up, and she missed that one off the back of the rim. And the rebound is controlled by Kenzie Craich. Brush still has a shot here. Left wing, Tatalini, 3 is short. And Kelsey Callis has the rebound for the Mustangs. The long outlet to Numera Longo all the way. She's blocked by Craich. What a block there by Kenzie Craich. B-Diggers need a bucket, down by 8. Minute 36 to go, and then a steal by Griffith off the pass from Amber Wooliver. Griffith all the way, scoops it up, scoops it in! Off the glass for Maddie Griffith. Big night for her.
The second half has just been her show.
16 points, 10 in the second half. And the Mustangs lead by 10, minute 13 to go. Wooliver 3, yes, but that took a while for them to even attempt one. Timeout, Brush.
1:10 to go, 7-point game.
It's 45-38.
We got both teams in a double bonus, so free throws are gonna factor into this. Fort Morgan's got to keep making them.
Yep. Oh, they certainly do. Oh, we'll see. I mean, you would think it's got to be an immediate foul, or at least once they get across midcourt, if they do.
For 7 points, you gotta come out and you gotta foul right away.
Yeah.
Give yourself time to get a ball down the court again.
Well, let me tell you, Villanova-Kansas game today, Villanova did a great job extending that game, and they only lost, I believe, by 2 or 3 points. But they were down big. Well, not big. They actually had the lead, and then Kansas took about a 7-point lead, but then Villanova, they would foul immediately. They did come up with one turnover off a Kansas miscue.
And the way Fort Morgan has been shooting.
All right, Bauman to throw it in, backcourt to Griffith. See if they foul her, and then she bounces it towards Bauman. They're still trapped in the backcourt. Over to Wheatley. She lobs it now to Whitney Frasco. They got to foul somebody now. Wow, I'm surprised they're not fouling
anybody. They
drop
back into their zone even.
There's the foul. Amber Wooliver makes contact with Allie Bauman. Wooliver commits her third is what I've got here.
Not sure if that was even intentional because they were set back in that zone.
Yeah, they were. All right, double bonus here. But Fort Morgan has struggled in this quarter. They missed 4 of 8 free throws. Bauman has 4 points in the game. It would still only be a 3-possession lead, and the first is no good. This could get very interesting even if she scores. If the Beatniggers hit a 2 or a 3, they'll make this a 2-possession game. Second free throw for Allie Bauman with 58.5 seconds to go is in. 46-38. Here's the pass, right side to Craich. Craich at the top, Tatalini, 3 is short, off to the left. Ball rebounded by Numeralango. And that should do it. And now we got a whistle and a foul in the backcourt against Brush. Tatalini.
Send Maddie to the line to shoot 2.
Well, this game's been extended time-wise because of this quarter alone. But the free throws to be attempted here by Maddie Griffith. We'll have a Mustang player of the game coming up momentarily. That free throw's off the back of the rim and no good.
Well, they can't get that free throw shooting they had the first 3 quarters carry over.
Yeah, it was phenomenal for the first 24 minutes. Second free throw is up, and that is well short. And the rebound is controlled by Kendall Elliott. We have 38 seconds to go. Fort Morgan leads by 8. Right corner, Craich. Long 3 is around and no good. And the rebound into the hands of Allie Bauman of Fort Morgan. Bauman to Maddie Griffith. 26 seconds to go. Crossover dribble at the top. Griffith right of the lane. Right baseline all the way. Banks and misses. And then we got a foul. Oh, that's not a smart foul there. I think Griffith tried to go for the basketball. As good a game as she had, I should say. Just let that go because you've got the lead.
Yeah, they could pull that out and run off 25 seconds.
But it wasn't her foul. It was Numeralango who commits the foul. So this will be, again, 2 free throws. And if Elliott makes both, it's a 2-possession game. But again, Brush has not been spectacular from the line tonight. They have struggled as well. And this free throw is up, and that one is around and good.
It's their first point of the game.
The Beatniggers 1 out of 3 in the opening half from the line. And now 5 out of 8 this half. And the second free throw's no good. Numeralango with a rebound. The outlet to Griffith, 16 seconds to go. And Griffith was fouled in the backcourt by Wooliver. Yeah, and you figure right here, unless Brush scores, no more fouls. This is the one thing about basketball that I don't like. when the game is decided and you just foul with like 2 or 3 seconds to go, even though you're down by more than 2 possessions.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, but let's see her. Yep, Maddie Griffith to shoot 2, and she just missed 2 moments ago. And this one is up, and that one is in. Maddie Griffith has got 17 points in the game. Second free throw upcoming. The Mustangs lead by 8, 47-39. And that one's up, and that one's deep. Numero Longo with a rebound, put back, and she scores. Numero Longo with her first field goal of the game, and then the ball's out of bounds. The Beat Diggers throw it away. Well, I was wrong about 60 turnovers combined. It just started off that way. A lot better.
Get control of that.
Yep. Brief timeout, but I mean, let's just hope that Brush just plays tight defense. You're down by 10 with 7.2 seconds to go. There's no chance of winning the game. 0. And Greg, how many? And I'm sorry, I've gone off on air about this. When teams do this, that's not saying we're not quitting. You know, when you're down by 10, 7 points, it's not a sign of quitting when you allow the other team to dribble out the ball. You have physically no chance to win the game.
Right. And you know, there comes a time when you just have to, as a coach, say game's over and just let them dribble it out.
Yeah, and now it looked like they took time off the clock, 6.5. It looked like they took during the timeout, but anyway. Yeah, I said throw it in, play some tight D, or even back off and let this game end. I mean, you can go for a steal if you want, but I say, even if you try that, what's the use?
Right, absolutely.
What's the use? You haven't given up.
Fort Morgan just has to throw it in long.
Yep, there's the backcourt to Frasco, or front court now in the corner. Griffith takes the 3. That surprised me. Could have dribbled that out. And the rebound to Cox. No reason to take that 3 with a 10-point lead with only 2 seconds to go at that point. But nonetheless, the Fort Morgan Mustangs pick up the victory tonight, 49-39 over the Brush Beat Diggers. Let's take a break. We'll come back in 3 minutes. Back in 3 minutes with a recap of game number 1 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Post-game show tonight is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Morgan Community College is there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Lady Mustangs defeat the Beat Diggers tonight, 49-39. John Beltran with Greg Gatto. 18-7 was the lead for Fort Morgan after 1, until it was a nice 14-0 one by Brush, giving them a 3-point lead. But then the Mustangs took control thereafter, led by a point at the break, and then outscored Brush 15-7 in the third and 12-11 in the fourth, as they improved to 3-3, and the Lady Beat Diggers fall to 3-4. And Greg, let's run through the numbers there for both sides.
Absolutely. For the most part, the rebounds, the turnovers, were pretty indicative of being a fairly close game. Brush did win the rebounding, 31-29, and turnover-wise, we didn't get to 60, but we did get to 34 total. Both of them was 17 each. Brush was led by 3 of them. Kenzie Courage, Amanda Carmen, and Amber Wolliver all had 7 for 21 of the 39 points coming from those 3. And then Fort Morgan was led by Maddie Griffith with the 17. As you had mentioned, Allie Christensen, who did not get back in the game in the second half, finished with 9. And then they had several other contributors after that scored the second half for them.
And Maddie Griffith is the Mustang Player of the Game, which is brought to you by Transwest. They believe that customers are number 1. Check out their selection online or stop in to one of their dealerships in Fort Morgan or Sterling today. That's Transwest. Maddie Griffith with 17 points, and 11 of those in the second half is the Player of the Game, as Fort Morgan comes away with a 49-39 victory. But I'll say this, at least it was a better played game than I thought, Greg. This game started off as a hot mess. For the first 2-3 minutes, it was either turnovers or fouls committed by Fort Morgan. And if that continued, it would have been just an ugly night of basketball. But it kind of cleaned out itself a little bit. I mean, there's still some forced passes and turnovers, but a lot better than it was after the first 2.5 minutes of the game.
Absolutely, and some things to look forward to, and getting a clean game going into, as we mentioned earlier, going into the league. Just playing clean basketball, and competition is going to keep going up from here.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, because these teams were competitive against each other, but the teams they're playing will be better than each other's teams that they face tonight, and that's just a fact right now.
Absolutely.
Even though hopefully both will improve throughout the course of the season. All right, we'll take another 3-minute break. Back in 3 minutes, and we'll have the preview and start of tonight's boys game. The Fort Morgan girls beat Brush 49-39. As we are just past the top of the hour, this is KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. Let's take a 3-minute break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.